Okay, so I studied The Life of Bath's prologue for my A-level English Lit before it was untimely cut short, and we didn't quite get to study the tale, and I haven't actually read it yet. I've just read the prologue several times, so I've got a little bit of a feel for Middle English and for her kind of tone and character, but I thought I'd record myself reading out loud The Wife of Bath's tale for the first time. So I apologise if my pronunciation isn't quite on point, but let's just get into it. The Wife of Bath's tale. In the old days of King Arthur, of which the Britons spake in great honour, all was this land full filled of fairy. The Elfa Queen and her jolly company danced full oft in many a green mead. This was the old opinion, as I read, I spake of many 100 years ago, but now can no man see none elves mo. For now the great charity and prayers of limiters and other holy friars that setch in every lond and every stream, as thick as motes in the sunbeam, blessing halls, chambers, kitchens, bowers, cities, burghs, castles, heaters, thropes, burns, shipnes, dairies, this maketh that there ben no fairies. For there is wont to walken was an elf, there walketh now the limiter himself, in undermeles and in morwinkes, and saith his matins and his holy things as he goeth in his limitation. Woman may go now softly up and down in every bush or under every tree. There is none other incubus but he, and he ne will do him but dishonour. And so befell it that this King Arthur had in his house a lusty bachelor, that on a day came riding through a river, and it happened that, alone was he born, he saw a maid walking him before, of which maid anon maugre her heed. By very force he rafte her maidenhead, for which oppression was switch clamour and switch pursuit unto King Arthur, that dampened was this knight for to be deed by course of law and shoulder han lost his head. Paraventure switch was the statute though, that the queen and other ladies most so long prayeden the King of Grace till he his life him granted in the place, and gaf him to the queen all at her will, to choose whether she will him save or spill. The queen thanked the king with all her might, and after thus spake she to the knight, when that she saw her time upon a day. Thou standest yet, quoth she, in switch it array, that of thy life yet hast thou no surety. I grant thee life, if thou canst tellen me what thing it is that woman most desiren. Beware, and keep thy neck aboon from iron. And if thou canst not tellen it anon, yet will I give thee leave for to gone a 12 month and a day to search and clear and answer sufficient to this matter. And surety will I han, ere that thou pace for thy body for to yielden in this place. Woe is this knight, and sorrowful he seeketh, but what he may not do all him as him liketh. And at the last he chase him for to wende and come again right at the year's end, with such answer as God will him purvey, and taketh his leave and wendeth forth his way. He seeketh every house and every place, whereas he hopeth for to find grace, to learn what thing women loven most. But he ne could arrive at no coast, whereas he might find in this matter two creatures according and fair. Some say the woman loving best the riches, some say the honour, some say the jolliness, some richer they, some say the lust the bed, and often time to be widow and wed. Some say that our hurt has been most said, when that we been flattered and pleased. He goeth full need the sooth, I will not lie. A man shall win us best with flattery and with attendance and with busyness, bin we lend both more and less. And some sayin that we loven best, for to be free and do right is us lest, and that no man reprieve us of our vice, but saye that we be wheeze and no think nice, for truly there is a none of us all. If any wight will claw on us to gala, that we nel keek, for he sight us suit, a sayin he shall find it, that so doth. For, be we never so vicious within, we will been holden wise and clean of sin. And some sayn that great delight han we, for to been holden stable and eke secree, and in our purpose steadfastly to dwell, and not berew thing that us men tell. But that tale is not worth a rake steel, pardie, we women con no thing heal. Witness on me there, will ye hear the tale? Ovid, among other things small, said Mida had under his long hairs, growing upon his head, 2 asses' ears, for which vice he hid as he best might, full subtly from every man's sight, that save his wife, there wist of it namo. He loved her most, and trusted her also. He prayed her that to no creature she should tell of his disfigure. She swore him nay, for all this world to win. She nolle do that villainy or sin, to make her husband hand so foul a name. She should not tell her it for her own shame. But natheless her thought that she did, that she so long should conceal hid, her thought it swall so sore about her head, that nedly son word her most asted, and sith she durst tell it to no man, down to a marriage fast by she ran, till she came there, her heart was afire, and as a bitter bumbleth in the mire, she laid her mouth unto the water down. Belie me not, thou water, with thy sound, quoth she, to tell I tell thee, and namo, mine husband hath long asses eres 2. Now is mine heart all whole, now is it out, I might no longer keep it, out of doubt. Here may ye say, though we a time abide, yet out it moot, we can no counsel hide. The remnant of tale, if ye will hear, readeth Ovid, and there ye may it lear. This night of which my tale is specially, when that he saw he might not come there be, this is to say, what women love most, within his breast full sorrowful was the ghost. But whom he goeth, he might not sojourn, the day was come that homeward must he turn, and in his way it happed him to ride. In all this care under a forest side, whereas he saw upon a dance go of ladies 24 and yet mo, toward the which dance he drove full yerne, and hoped that some wisdom should he learn. But certainly, ere he came fully there, vanished was this dance, and he nist aware. No creature saw he that bar life, save on the green he saw sitting a wife. A fouler wight there may no man devise. Again the night this old wife can rise, and say the Sir knight, here forth, ne leave no way, tell me what ye seeken by your fay. Peradventure it may the better be, this old folk can muckle thing, quoth she. My lieve mother, quoth this knight, certain I nam but deed, but if that I can sayn, what thing it is that woman most desire, could ye me wheezer, I would well quit your hire. Plight me thy truth here in my hand, quoth she. The next thing that I require of thee, thou shalt do it, if it lie in thy might, and I will tell it, ere yo it be night. Have here my trouble, quoth the knight, I grant. Then, quoth she, I dare me well avaunt, that thy life is safe, for I will stand thereby upon my life, the queen will say as I. Let's say which is the proudest of him all, that weareth or a coverchief or a caul, that dares say nay of that I shall thee teach. Let us go forth without some longer speech. Though round she a pistol in his ear, and bade him for to be glad and have no fear. When they come unto the court, the knight said he had hold his day as he had height, and ready was his answer as he said, full many a noble wife, and many a maid, and many a widow, for the day benwhees, the queen herself, sitting as a justice, assembled, been his answer for to hear, and afterwards this knight was bode appear. To every wight commanded was silence, and that the knight should tell an audience what thing that worldly women loven best. This knight ne stood not still as doth the best, but to his question anon answered, with manly voice that all the court had heard. My liege lady Jenry, quoth he, woman desiring to have sovereignty, as well over her husband as her love, and for to be a mastery him above. This is your most desire, though ye me kill, doth as you list, I am here at your will. In all the court ne'er was there wife, ne maid, ne widow, that contraried as he said, but said he was worthy and his lief. And when that word upstirred the old wife, which that the knight saw sitting on the green, mercy, quoth she, my sovereign lady queen, ere that your court depart do me right. I taught this answer unto the knight, for which he plight me his truth there. The first thing I would him require, he would it do, if it lay in his might. Before the court then pray I, sir knight, quoth she, that thou take me unto thy wife, for well thou wist that I have kept thy life. If I say false, say nay, upon thy faith. The knight answered, Alas, and weel away, I will right well that which was my behest. For God's love has chosen you a request, take all my good and let my body go. Nay, then, quoth she, I shrew us both a toe, for though I be foul and old and poor, I nolde for all the metal, ne for ore, that under earth is grave or least above, but if thy wife I were, and eke thy love. My love, quoth he, nay, my damnation, alas, that any of my nation should ever so foul or disparaged be. But all for naught, the end is this, that he constrained was, he nedermost here wede, and take his old wife and goeth to bed. Now olden some men say peradventure that from my negligence I do not cure to tellen you of the joy and all the ray that at the feast was that ilke day. For which thing shortly answering I shall, I say there nas no joy, no feast at all. There nas but heaviness and much sorrow. For privily he wedded her on the morrow, and all day after hid him as an owl. So woe was him, his wife looked so foul. Great was the woe the knight had in his thought, when he was with his wife a bed he brought. He walwith, and he turned to and fro, his old wife lay smiling evermo, and said, O dear husband Benedicte, fareth every night thus with his wife as ye? Is this the lore of King Arthur's house? Is every knight of his so dangerous? I am your own love, and eke your wife. I am she which hath saved your life, and certes, yet ne did I yo never unright. Why fare ye thus with me this first night? Ye faren like a man had lost his wit. What is my guilt? For goddess love, tell me it, and it shall be amended if I may. Amended, quoth this knight. Alas, nay, nay, it will not be amended evermore. Thou art loosely and oodlo so, and thereto comen off so low a kind, that little wonder is thou I well when I wind. So will God mine heart will breast. Is this, quoth she, the cause of your unrest? Yea, certainly, quoth he, no wonder is. Now, sir, quoth she, I could amend all this, if that me list, ere it were days 3. So will ye meet bear yo unto me. But for ye speaking of such gentleness as is descended out of all riches, that therefore should ye be gentlemen, which arrogance is not worth an end. Look who that is most virtuous alway, privy and apart and mouth entendeth to do the gentle deed is that he can. Take him for the greatest gentleman. Christ will we claim of him our gentlest, not of our elders for her old riches. For though they gave us all her heritage, for which we claim to been of high peerage, yet may they not bequeath for no thing to none of her virtuous living, that made him gentleman ye call it be, and bade us full when him in which degree we can the wheeze poet of Florence, the high dance spoken in this sentence, lo in switch manner rhyme is Dante's tale, full say the rising up by his branches smile prowess of man, of God, of his goodness. Wool that of him we claim our gentlest. For of our elders may we no thing claim but temporal thing, that a man may hurt and maim. Eke every wight woot this as well as I, if gentleness were planted naturally and to a certain lineage down the line, privy and apart, than would they never fiend to do in the gentlest the fair office, they might do no villainy or vice. Take fire and bear it in the darkest house, betwixt this and the mount of Cowcat's house, and let men shut the doors and go then, yet hold the fire as fair lit and brenn, as 20,000 men might it behold. His office not real, I will it hold. Up peril of my life, till that it die, here may ye say well, that gentry is not annexed to possession, sith folk ne doen her operation alway as doth the fear, lo in his kinder. For God it would men may well often find this lording son do shame and villainy, and he that will him priest of his gentry, for he was born of a gentle house, and had his enders noble and virtuous, and now himself and do no gentle deeds, for fallen his gentle ancestry that deed is. He is not gentle, be he duck or earl, for villains sinful deeds make churl. The gentlest Nisbet remedy of thine ancestors for her high bounty, which is a strange thing for thy person. For gentleness cometh from God alone. Then cometh our very gentleness of grace, it was no thing bequeatheth us without a place. Thinketh how noble, as saith Valerius, was Thilke Tullus Hostilius, that out of poverty rose to height noblesse, readeth, snaketh, and readeth eke Boaz. There shall ye seen express that it is no dread is, that he is gentle that doth gentle deeds. And therefore leave husband, I thus conclude, all were it mine ancestors whom rude, and yet the high God, and so hope I, grant me grace to live in virtuously. Then I am gentle, when that I begin to live virtuously, and waive sin. And there, as ye of poverty me reprieve, the high God on whom that we believe, in wilful poverty to choose to live his life. And certes every man, maiden, or wife may understand that Jesus, heaven King, ne wilde not chase a vicious living. Glad poverty is an honest thing, certain. This whole Seneca and other clerks saying, whoso that held him paid of his poverty, I hold him rich, al hadde he not a shirt. He that coveteth is a poor wight, for he will han that is not in his might. But he that not had he coveteth have is rich, although ye hold him but a knave. Very poverty, it singeth properly. Juvenal saith of poverty merrily, the poor man, when that he go by the way, before the thieves he may sing and play. Poverty is hateful good, and as I guess, a full Greek bringer out of busyness, and a Greek amenderer eke of sapience to him that taketh it in patience. Poverty is this, although it seem a lang possession that no white will challenge. Poverty full oft, when that a man is low, maketh his God and eke himself to know. Poverty a spectacle is, as thinketh me, the which he may his very friend see, and therefore, sire, sin that I not you grieve, of my poverty no more ye me reprieve. Now, sir, of elde he reprieve me, and certes, sire, though nun auctorite but in no book, yet gentles of honour, saying that men should an old wheat doen favour, and clapper him further for your gentleness, and octus shall I find them, as I guess. Now there ye say that I am foul and old, then dread you not to bin cockwold, for filth and elder also moot I thee, bin great wardens upon chastity. But natheless, sin I know your delete, I shall fulfil your worldly appetite. Ches now, quod she, one of these things, twee, to hand me foul and old till that I die, and be you to a true humble wife, and never you displease in all my life, or else ye will hand me young and fair, and take your adventure of the repair, that shall be to you house by cause of me, or in some other place may well be. Now choose in yourselven whether that you liketh. This knight adviseth him, and sore sicketh. But at the last he said in this manner, my lady and my love, and wife so dear, I put me in your wise governance. Chooseth yourself which may be most pleasant, and most honour to you and me also. I do no force the whether of the toe, for as you liketh, it sufficeth me. Then have I get of you mastery, quod she, sin I may chase the governance as me list. Yes, certes, wife, quod he, I hold it best. Kiss me, quod she, we be no longer oath, for by my truth I will be to you both. This is to say, ye both fair and good. I pray to God that moot serven would, but I to you be also good and true, as ever was wife sin that the world was new. And but I be to mourn as fair to seen as any lady, emperance or queen. This is betwixt the Est and eke the West, doth with my life and death right as yo lest. Cast up the curtain, look how that it is. And when the knight saw verily all this, that she so fair was, and young thereto, for joy he hent hidden in his arms twa, his heart bathed in a bath of bliss, 1,000 time arew he gan her kiss, and she obeyed him in everything that might doen him pleasance or liking. And thus they live unto her life's end, in perfect joy, and she's a Christ ascend, husband is meek, young, and fresh abed, and grace to overbeat him that we wed. And eke I pray Jesus short her leaves, that will not be governed by her weaves, and old and angry niggards of dispense, God send hem soon very pestilence. So that was my first time reading that, and it's just fucking brilliantly written. Nice. I'm gonna go to sleep now.